Hello and welcome to another video. Today I want to show you how to use Frontic Studio to replicate existing websites or parts of an existing online shop. And in this example, we actually want to go ahead and use the IKEA online store as a reference to, first of all, build the general layout, and then from there set out and build a product detail page. And while we're doing that, use some of Studio's and Frontic's inherent capabilities to achieve that goal. So this is the example I kind of want to replicate. This is the IKEA homepage. I'm going to head over to Studio and paste it in the link here and say something like, "Hi Studio, I would like you to replicate the upper section of the layout of the IKEA homepage, including the promotional banner and the language and store selector. It doesn't have to be fully interactive. I'm more going for the look at this point, as well as the navigation items that you can see in the second row." Now you can see how Studio is doing two things. First of all, it's captured a screenshot of the page to use it as a reference, and it's sending an agent to explore the existing code base. New projects in Studio always have this example template, so they kind of have a best practice starting point from which it can go ahead and make all the changes. Now I want to make a small amendment to the plan that Studio has provided me with here, which is that I wanted to use the specific logo that I'm going to provide it with. So I'm just going to put that here. Please use that as the header logo, otherwise proceed with the plan. Now it's made the corresponding amendment to the plan, and I can go ahead and approve it. Okay, so the first pass is through. I think we're already quite close to where we want to be. However, I feel like the logo is a bit off, so I'm just gonna check with it again. I have a feeling that the logo is a bit off. It has a serif font. Could you please double check that and use the one that I provided you? All right, here we go. That one works a lot better. Let's open it up in a new tab. And I think now this is a pretty good place to start with. So what we want to do next is create a product detail page. And this is where it gets a bit more interesting because we can use the underlying data structure that already exists in Frontic and use that to display product information such as descriptions, prices, images, and so on. And then let Studio do the task of integrating both things with each other, so the static UI as well as the dynamic data source. And at the same time, follow the example from the IKEA reference. So this page has the kind of look and feel that I want to go for, with the gallery on the left and the product information on the right side. So I'm going to go ahead and give Studio the instructions to replicate that. Before we do that though, I want to inspect the data that we have in Frontic so that we can actually come up with a proper example product that we can use to showcase on that detail page. So what we could do is we could ask Studio and just let it search for a representative product. But what I actually want to do to show it is go into our storage section. And then here we can inspect the products that we have already imported. And I kind of want to look for something that has armchair within the name. And here we can see we have a couple of armchairs in the product assortment that we have here. I'm going to go for this traditional armchair. I can check out the product information here. I can see it has a description. I can see it has 3 pictures. So I'm going to copy the key and go ahead with this. So let me paste this in here, as well as the reference URL. Okay, so next I would like you to replicate a product detail page based on the same store. I've added a link of a reference page. I would also like you to use the product key that I've added. I don't need you to build a dedicated product page, just put it on the home page that we're working with right now. So now Studio is taking a screenshot of that product page to understand the structure, and at the same time it is inspecting Frontic's internal data structures to understand what we want to display and what this key is associated with. Okay, so Studio is finished. We have something that looks roughly like an IKEA detail page. We have the product picture very prominent here. We have the description and the product name, the price, the reviews, ratings. We can switch between the different images that there are. We have the full description, some more product details and measurements, as well as a list of customer reviews here. And now we can go and iterate on specific parts on that. For example, change the way that customer reviews are displayed, or the way that the product information is embedded here, for example.